What's up, wrestling fans? If you're watching this video right now, there's only one thing you need to do. You need to subscribe. If you have not yet hit the subscribe button down below, and you haven't hit the like button, you need to do it as soon as possible, or I'm going to go to a homeless shelter, and I'm going to start taking pictures of all of the homeless men's grundles. All right? And then I'm going to put out videos on I'm going to pay a rich person. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay a rich person. Like, all right, no, I'm going to have a rich person pay. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to convince a rich person, it's a great idea, to have them publish my pictures of homeless men's grundles all over the place. And you won't be able to go anywhere without seeing old homeless man's grundles. Okay? And I'm serious about this. So get the fuck over there now. Get there now. Hit that sub button down below. And if you really want to get sexy, hit the membership button down below too and become a member right now so I can shout you out during the show. Hit the like button, hit the membership button, and definitely hit the subscribe button. Okay? Or baby seals will be murdered in Cambodia by people that are evil. It'll be their faults. Swear to God, I'll get a rich person to publish grundle pics of homeless people. We got some wrestling news. We got some world news. We got some stuff to say. Here we are. It's the Joe Cronin Show since 2012 here on YouTube. Unless you're psycho enough to go back to my old channel from 2006. In which case, you're nuts. I'm talking to you, Squid Man. There's only one that I really know about, and it's him. He's a psycho. And you got to be a psycho to follow me for over 10 years. You know what I mean? What kind of nutcase are you? Roman Reigns, WWE Raw. What's up, everybody? Well, I want to see 69 likes is what I want to see, Mike Biederman. Oh, boy. We got Extreme Shaft. We got fucking a whole bunch of people. GMTA's here. You'd get more subscribers if you take that necklace off. You might be right. You might be right. I actually don't like it that much either. I just have to have something around my neck. So I just have to get a different necklace. I think if I just get one that's more like low key, you know what I mean? Like, should we look one up right now and I should change? Because, I mean, I don't like how white this one is. It's very poppy. It pops out. For the last 4 years I've been wearing this one, and it just really sticks out. Like, it's super beach guy. Like I'm a beach guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's too it's too beach guy. You think like maybe like I don't know, like I always like the metal one. You know, I don't want to go full shell, you know? Like I always like the black metal one. You know, that was a good one. What? What guy? All right. Let him in. Or let him in the backyard. I just started a live stream. There's a guy here to read the gas meter. God damn it. Of course there's a gas guy here. Hang on a second. Guy from the gas company wants to read the meter out back. I'm like, okay. Wouldn't it be funny if we just blew up right now? House just blew up with me inside of it. That'd be a hell of a lawsuit, probably. Maybe not. They'd probably find some way out of it. You know what I mean? Probably find some way to get out of it somehow. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's good. We haven't even gotten into anything yet. All I've done so far is told you to subscribe. And then the gas company showed up. Oh, shit, Joe's dying. Wouldn't it be funny? That's one of my favorite parts in Star Wars, when they're, like, screaming because they're happy that they're not dead, and then C-3PO's like, oh, listen to them, R2, they're dying. That's one of the funniest scenes to me. Listen to them, R2, they're dying. I actually like the new Star Wars where he made that joke. Remember in the new Star Wars? That was like one of my favorite things about the new movie, if there could be anything that you would actually like about the new movie. It's when he gets his brain erased, right? You get our C-3PO gets like reset, and then he's like screaming at him or whatever, and then C-3PO's like, we've only just met. Like, I don't know. I know some people like hated that, but I thought it was funny. I thought that part was funny. But yeah, so tonight, Monday Night Raw, listen, we'll talk about it in a second. I'm just waiting for everybody to get in here, really. We can talk about anything you guys want to talk about here. I'm down for it. All right? Down for anything. I normally do these streams in the car, but I just didn't feel like setting up all the cell phone stuff, today. I mean, I might tomorrow. I mean, it's a nice day. I got to be honest, it's a nice day out, so I was pretty happy about that. But, yeah, like I said, man, if you don't subscribe and you're watching this for the first time, it's like, bro, I'm going to take pictures of old homeless men's grundles, and I'm going to have a rich person publish them in magazines, ads, Facebooks, like everywhere. You're going to see old men grundle everywhere, okay? Do you understand this? Like, don't fuck with me, okay? Don't fuck around. New Star Wars is trash. I agree with that. Cut a promo. I don't care about that. I love Star Wars, but sequels are not good. Let's do. So tonight's preview is basically this. Raw will feature a championship celebration for the new WWE champion Big E. That's weird, by the way. Plus a 6-man tag with the Bloodline. The WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns is coming to Raw tonight. That's how desperate Monday Night Raw is. So desperate. They need to bring Roman Reigns on the show. So it's going to be the New Day against Roman Reigns. So we just can't fucking let Big E be Big E, which is why the point of Big E is stupid. Big E is dumb. The WWE giving him the belt now is again dumb because he's with the New Day. Why does he have to be with the New Day? Why can't he just fucking turn on the New Day when he won the title, like we all wanted it to, and then be like, see, I'm not the New Day anymore. See, I won this belt. I won this belt because of me. I won the Money in the Bank because of me. What did I ever win when I was in the New Day? A couple of tag team championships. And that was because of me that you won those titles. What did I ever win when I was in the New Day? Nothing. Never did anything for me. How long did it take me to become WWE champion? I would have been WWE champion 6 years ago if there was no New Day. That's what people said to me all the time. And I didn't listen. Even though I knew it was the truth. I put friendship above career, above money, above success. And what did it get me? Marooned alone on, on SmackDown. All this bullshit. Could have done all kinds of stuff with Big E. Could have cut a crazy promo. This the new Big E. This the new Big E. The new Big E dominates. That's what the new Biggie does. He dominates. You want to be dominated, Kofi? You want to be dominated, Kofi? Don't make me do it, man. Just do what you know is right and go to SmackDown. Go in the back and beg them. Beg them like you've never begged before to switch brands. And if you're lucky, they'll just switch you right now. Don't be involved in this. Don't be in my way because Big E dominates. I will dominate this entire roster. I am on the top, and I'm never coming down. And just like he could just do all kinds of crazy stuff if he was just on his own and he was for real, or if he could just be the fun Big E but without the New Day stuff. Get rid of the New Day, keep the Big E a little bit light, but make him get real as well. Think The Rock when The Rock was a face. Make Big E something like that. You know, the problem is, though, that everybody's always got to be somewhat like something like the other, something like that, something like. But I'll tell you one thing that doesn't work. Big E just basically playing the Big E New Day guy as the champion sucks. He's just the New Day guy. Going like, ooh, I got the belt. Ooh, like that's all this is. He has no individual character. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is up with this? It's fucking bullshit. Shit bomb.
You become
what up, Will Tactics?
A shit bomb.
Daytime Cronin baby.
Yes, Will Tactics. What's up, man? You know I love the daytime streams. It's been a little while. I didn't do anything yesterday. I pretty much had a mental breakdown yesterday, so I wasn't here. I may still have a mental breakdown. I may go right back to my mental breakdown. Jake is sick. Jake is trying to figure out if he needs to go back to the hospital or not, or if they can fix him somewhat. He's got a problem with his lung. And today on his way out of the hospital to the doctors to get treatment, his tire blew out on his car. So he's changing a flat tire. Had to get picked up. There was no flat in the car. There was no spare in the car. So Jake is all kinds of fucked up. You know, he's all kinds of messed up. So there's that. You know, it's a lot of fun. Thank you, Will Tactics, for the daytime the daytime donation. Tommy Dream gives a statement about his Dark Side of the Ring comments. Ooh, we'll get to that. But it's a real one. It's not the one that I uploaded on the other channel, which is, I think, kind of funny. I just couldn't get Tommy Dreamer's voice down, though. I was like, I don't know how he just talks so weirdly plain. You ever hear Tommy Dreamer talk? He talks like, well, that was the back when we went in the... It just has he has no sound to his voice. It's so plain and dreary boring that, like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get my voice to be that just bland. I couldn't do it. Love Tommy Dreamer, but, I mean, you know. Shout out to Craig. Craig Dubs, baby. Shout out to him. He became a $25 producer, and shout out to all the other $25 producers, man. I'm gonna have a new podcast on Patreon this week with me. Hopefully I'll be basically ranting, acting like a dick psychopath, talking about bullshit, your questions plus topics plus my own thoughts about everything in some kind of fuckery up on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show this week. I would have loved to I tried to do some shows, you know, I tried to bring some people on to do like a 2 or 3 man podcast, but you know, I couldn't get anybody to say yes to the money. People turned down the money. You know, obviously, with so many people leaving recently the show, you know, or leaving, just not wanting to do YouTube anymore, it's been hard to get anybody to be on. And really, me and Jake were going to do lots of podcasts, but Jake has been so sick, so I've got just nothing. You know, I've got no one to, you know, whatever. I think me and Jesse can hook up for After Dark, though. That's one thing that could happen. But yeah, you never know, man. People are all over the place. I'm all over the place. You know, there's just not a lot of people that want to do podcasts or want to come on the show. So it is, there's nothing you can do about that. People are busy with their lives and, you know, or they just don't even want to. They're busy. They're so busy some people won't even take a paycheck. You know what I mean? It's like America right now. Nobody wants to take a paycheck anywhere unless you're offering them crazy amount of money. I say get your CDL license because I feel like there's truck drivers to be had everywhere. That's probably a job that's just blowing up right now. People looking for truck drivers and shit. Probably if you went into business for transporting stuff, you'd probably make some money right now. If you had a big enough truck and you were like, hey, you having trouble getting your supplies? I'll transfer your supplies for you. You know, you could probably make some money. Even if you had a van, you'd be like, oh, yeah, that company's going to take a week or two to get your shit. I'll get it. What are you paying them? You know? Oh, you're paying those truck drivers to get paid, $40, $50 an hour? Fuck it. Give me $35 an hour, I'll do it. You know what? Why not? Yeah, but GMT, I offer to do these shows at any time. Morning, afternoon, night, whenever somebody wants to record, I'm down. I want to record the show, not go live with it late at night. So it's not really that either, GMT. It's just people are busy, man, with their lives. What up, Ryan the Heel? Yeah, I gotta fix your name too. I keep saying that. Let me go look at your thing. I'm gonna look at your thing right after we end the stream. What does it say? It doesn't say Ryan the Heel. What does it say? What's your name say? I'll fix it. What's up, man? Shit bomb!
You become a shit bum.
Shit bum.
Big E should have turned on Kofi on the Raw after he won the belt.
Yeah.
A title celebration where out of nowhere Big E K's them both out. Biggest face moment in recent years followed by huge heel heat.
Yeah, inverted name. That's what I said. I said the night he won it. I actually wanted him to turn the night he won it. I wanted him to come on the night of the show and do it. You know what I mean? That would have been really good. That would have been really fire. But I don't know. That would have been fire if he had just. I wanted Kofi to. I wanted Big E to just turn on him that night. Just be like, boom, just drop him that night. That would have been fire, dude. It would have been like, yeah, Big E won, and then he turns on the New Day, dude. I think people might have actually fucking cheered for Big E being heel. You know? Oh, that's what I said, Josh Green. The FBI let that Brian guy get away. They're fucking stupid. The FBI literally let this guy get away. Like, the parents and some guy and his parents fooled the fucking FBI into making him think that he was in this house for days. I mean, how hilarious is that? Very funny. That shit is hilarious. But I wish he turned heel, man. It was something he should have done. Inverted name. Thank you for the donation. What a weird name. Inverted name. That is so fucking bizarre. Inverted name. That's a cool name, kind of, but like I never heard of inverted name. We'll have to give inverted name the top dog spot on this stream. When I upload videos too, you guys can donate using the thanks button down below if anybody wants to do that. Inverted name. Sorry to promote it so much, but gotta pay the bills. So if anybody wants to help, you gotta tell people things or they don't know. It's all good though either way. But yeah, you guys have been helping out big time with those thanks. Those thanks things down below. I had a video the other day that made. I did a 20-minute video last week. It was like a 20-minute little video, and I uploaded it or whatever it was. I forget which one, the Vince McMahon video, and it actually made $16 in ad revenue, which was like the most ad revenue I'd made in a while on a video. And it made $16 in ad revenue, and then like 3 of you gave $5 on it. So it was like $30-something for the video. So that was really cool. That was badass. I was like, wow, that was pretty cool. If I just had a few, like maybe like 50,000 more subs, then that would be much more fire. And I'm loaded on coffee, so at any point I might explode into sucking all your cocks in the chat right now. I know, Peasy, you're driving. Yeah, man, you got to keep it good. Hey, Schlong, I've invited you on the show like 900 times, bro. You know I'm blocked in everybody's chats, by the way? If I go into any other wrestling channel things, like I'm like blocked in everybody's chats. I like tweeted I tweeted Larson and Stevie there, and I was like, hey, what the fuck? Why am I blocked? I'm blocked in like everything. It's crazy. It's so ridiculously funny. But you never know. Tony Khan reviewed it. I don't remember Tony Khan reviewing Dark Side of the Ring. I don't think I saw that. He did a review on it? The New Day celebrated when Kofi won the WWE Championship, so it was thought, I figured Big E to have the same concept. Yeah, but okay, well, Philip Jackson, but so tonight what they're doing is there is a celebration happening tonight. Raw will feature a championship celebration for the new champion, Big E, plus a 6-man event with the Bloodline. I mean, why would they do this? I don't get it. This is the go-home show for Raw to Extreme Rules. Then the New Day hosts a championship celebration for Big E. That's annoying sounding. Then the Bloodline match with the New Day. Then WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Natalya and Tamina defend against Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley. Who cares? Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. Again, if Hardy wins, he'll be added to Sheamus versus WWE United States Champion Damian Priest match. Ugh. Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair appears on Alexa's Playground. That's probably the most interesting thing, maybe. Maybe. And that's not even very interesting. Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler. Fuck you. Stay tuned for more on tonight's Raw. Oh my God, dude. It's just a bunch of fucking storylines that keep inching their way. Like, they keep inching their way, but it's like you already don't care. It's like these stories are inching their way to a result, but by the time they start inching they take their second baby step. We have to take 8 baby steps to get to the conclusion. And by the second or third baby step, you're like, fuck this. And so you just lose everybody. That's my theory almost on everything WWE. If WWE wants to know why people complain so much, here's why. This happens, okay. This happens, what? This happens, oh my God, again? I don't care anymore. That's it. Third step, you're done. 3 steps and you're done, WWE. The stuff started with Sheamus, and it was like, okay, what's this? And then it kept going. It was like, all right, where is this going to go? And then it was like, oh, okay, I'm sick of this. And now it's still building, and they'll still build, and then they'll rebuild after they build. So it will just be like, there'll be a triple threat match, and then they'll do it again. So this match will tell you who adds to the match after I'm already sick of these guys, already sick of this group of guys, of these 2 and 3 men having an alteration with each other. And now they're going to have a match probably where there's 3 of them. And then after that, they'll continue the feud somehow. But I was already done last week. Like, I was done with this last week. But we're going into this week to get to the payoff. But then it's not paid off because it will continue to go. So it's like baby steps. Third baby step, you're done. Like, you're out on the third baby step. Everything has to be stretched out. The world now operates way faster, but yet WWE continues to actually make it stretched out longer. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like back in the day, you'd have like the 1, 2, 3 kid versus this guy. Then Razor Ramon versus this other guy. And then you'd be telling the story of, look at 1, 2, 3 kid. He's up and coming, but he barely got the win, but he's a young kid. Here's Razor, and he just demolishes people. Well, now next week, they're going to face each other, and you're like, whoa, here's this up-and-coming kid, but he barely won last week against some shithead, and Razor destroys people. Destroyed like a legitimate guy last week. Now Razor Ramon and 1, 2, 3 kid are going to wrestle each other. And it's like, then that becomes interesting. So then they have a match together. And the 1, 2, 3 kid, surprise, beats Razor Ramon. Holy shit, people are losing their mind. Razor's angry. Like, you fucking piece of shit. I'll put up a bunch of money to wrestle you again. Like, I want you next week, and I'll put up a bunch of money, like, or I'll do something crazy because I need to get you in the ring again to show everybody you're a little runt piece of shit and you got lucky last week. You know, it's like, okay, well then 1, 2, 3 Kid bails on the match and steals the money, like, or any variation of that story. That's not the way the story went back in the day in 93, but I mean, you could variate that story any way you want it. Like, you know, you have the second match where the Kid takes the money, runs away, and now you book a match for the pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we saw it twice, but then we have a match at the pay-per-view, but it's a story that makes sense instead of just have a match, have a match, have a match, have a match, and then to have a match. Oh, we have 4 matches to have a 5th match. That's fucking stupid. It makes no sense. The storytelling makes no sense because you're trying to tell stories and it's not working. You need to do, it's like everything is the same. You can either try to tell the story of this is sports, competitive sports, and they're having matches and people who are moving up the ranks, now they get paired together. And then you can tell the story of there's a rivalry. I mean, those are the two sort of things you can do. There's a rivalry, there's a story, or it's a spontaneous match that just gets made that night. Or you can do the whole, they're in a fight backstage, then they're in another fight, then they cut a promo on each other, then they have another fight, then they cut more promos on each other, and then they have a match eventually. Here's the match after the 4 or 5 promos. That's not bad either. That's okay. Because you're like, all right, I'm sick of the talking, now they're going to finally wrestle. I mean, if anything, yes, you could say, like, I'm sick of the talking. That's true. But ideally, at least you haven't seen the match yet. So on the pay-per-view, when you see the match, you're like, oh, shit, here's the match, finally. And then after the match, you might actually want to see another one because your guy lost or this guy, something surprising happened. So then there's that to talk about the next night on the show. And then they can talk about that. And then the other one can try to get revenge on the guy the next week. And then they can try to have another match, but the guy cheats. And then they book another match for the pay-per-view, and then they have another match at the pay-per-view. And within 2 months, they've only wrestled 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times in 2 months. But now it's fucking, they would have wrestled 7 times. And you're like, I've goddamn seen it. And I'm sick of it already. That's the problem. It's ridiculous. And yes, we are watch this. This will be funny. And we are in the era of people want to talk about wrestling more than anything. That's why I started doing this. I started doing this show in 2012, but I had already been ranting on YouTube. I'd already been ranting on my old channel since 2007, randomly ranting about wrestling once in a while, but I kind of liked it still back then. It wasn't until about 2010 that I started being like, what the hell are they doing sometimes? And then certainly in 2012, I was like, all right, enough of this. And back then I thought more of it was about the PG era. I thought it was like, we need to go back to TV-14. But that's not the point. You don't need to be TV-14. If you eliminated all the swearing and some of the risque stuff on AEW, it would still be better. Because that's not what it's about. It's about that's why 1993 Raw is better than Raw now, pretty much. Because things seem to make more sense going into the pay-per-views and things like that. Good God, man. Inverted name. Oh, okay, I'll check. I haven't seen Tenant, actually. So thank you, though. I'm going to put your name over here. Top donation so far. Thank you, inverted name. Shit bomb! It's been
become a shit bomb.
An awful time.
It's from the movie Tenet.
Yeah, they're just prepping for sale. I mean, it really does feel like they are prepping for sale, but, then part of me, thinks, no, you know what, though, because they were fucking terrible 4 years ago and 5 years ago, and they weren't, I don't think they were prepping for sale 5 years ago, and they still had issue then, so it's a good thing we have AEW to watch, or I don't know what the hell I'd be watching. And I love WWE. Like, I really do love WWE. You know it, right? It's just that, I don't know. I don't like swearing in Star Trek. That's the only thing I don't like swearing in is Star Trek, because I want to believe these people are more evolved and there's a different language going on in the future. So I just hate the Star Trek swearing. But, I like swearing in wrestling because it's more real. Makes me think of more realistic stuff. That's fine. But just, Jesus, please entertain us a little bit more. Raw 4 out of 10 tonight. That's Ryan the Heel's prediction in the chat. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that based on what I talked about earlier with tonight's Raw, that lineup doesn't impress me. That's a scary fucking lineup of shit. Thank you, Inverted. This could be a very boring show tonight. I don't know. It has the potential to be very, very boring. Hopefully something messed up happens or crazy.
Duncachino?
Don't mind if I do.
What's my name? Duncachino. It's a whole new game.
Duncachino.
You want creamy goodness? My friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
You think WWE is gonna break the brand split? If they do that, their roster is too huge. Combine the titles and WWE will only use 50 wrestlers. Sad.
What up, Villain? Well, I mean, they're not going to be doing that because they're doing a draft right now, so... Yo, Villain, what's up, Villain? Villain with my homies. That was lame, I'm sorry. Villain, but no, I mean, they're doing another draft, so... I just still think that they need to get rid of some titles. They need to get rid of one of the tag team belts in the men's division. They need to get rid of one of the women's titles. They need to have one women's championship, one tag team championship. The minute you do that, we're back in business. Because now you can put the United States Championship on SmackDown or the Intercontinental title on SmackDown. You can put the Universal title on SmackDown, and then you can put then the tag team champions in the women's. So that's what I would do. I would announce this to everybody. I would say, going forward, the all tag teams and the women's division will be allowed on both products. They're interchangeable. That's what I would do if I was them. Allow the women to go anywhere and allow the tag teams to go anywhere. People can go anywhere as long as they're in a tag team. So now that allows you to put Roman Reigns on Raw or SmackDown as long as he's tagging with somebody or doing a tag team match. So now that allows you to have a floating roster, but under certain conditions, right? So, okay, you need a little star power on Raw. You want to bring Roman over? Well, that's fine because Roman's coming over as a tag team. He's registered as a tag team in this case, so he's allowed to compete on Raw or SmackDown. But Roman can't come over and compete in singles. That makes perfect sense to me. Now the women's roster is more valuable. That championship's more valuable. The tag team belts are more valuable. It feels like an attraction kind of to have the tag teams coming crisscrossing. And that's been a stale issue anyway. Having 1, 2, and 3 tag teams on 2 brands is fucking stupid. So you got 1 or 2 or 3 tag teams on both brands. Wow, it really feels like those belts mean a whole hell of a lot, doesn't it? When they don't compete against almost anybody else for like 3 months. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So now this allows them to travel back and forth and teams to just form. Like, okay, I got these 2 guys over here haven't done anything. We need some more competition on Raw for the champions. Bring them over here. And wherever the tag team is from, you could even do that. You could have the belts defended on either brand, Yeah, super Clueless reference. I love the idea of that. They're trying to beat Monday Night Football. Cody Johnson, well, that's not going to happen. That's just stupid. They're trying to like keep you watching so you don't turn on Monday Night Football. That's true, but they ain't gonna beat Monday Night Football by a long shot. Not even close, dude. The referee taking a dump on the 50-yard line. People watch more of that than anything else. No chance in hell. I was pretty happy with the Patriots the other day, though. I'll tell you that. I didn't win any money yesterday, though. I broke even pretty much. I won $10 and I spent $24, so I negative 14 the other day. But I'm positive 200, so we're positive 200 still. But I made a mistake yesterday in my picks. I had 8 minutes to pick, and I think I rushed. AEW has an Owen Hart tournament. Yeah, I was going to talk about that. Owen Hart tournament coming to AEW, and they're going to be working with the Owen Hart Foundation at AEW. So that's also interesting. Senior citizen Vinny is really losing his common sense, says Stan Kingston. What's up, Stan? Thank you guys for the donos, by the way. Villain, thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother. Get me hard. If you want to donate, the link is in the description down below, and all the donation amounts are listed in the description box down below. Or you can use the super chat feature in the comments. Whatever you want to do. Use the super chat feature. You're going to give Google 30%. Use the link I'm providing here.
Shit bomb!
It won't cost you anything.
You become
It won't cost
a shit bomb.
me anything.
They've gone back on the split ID every time they've tried it.
Yeah.
NXT worked because it was different. They need SD and Raw to be almost opposite of one another. Make them feel like different shows.
You know, Inverted, they never really did that. It's so weird because when they first announced the brand split, they really pitched it as, we're creating our own WCW and we're going to have a competition. People originally, like, thank you, Inverted, by the way, for another $9.99. Originally, we thought it was going to be WCW versus WWE, but WWE was in charge of it, and we were going to get these two brands. And then that turned into, you know, it being SmackDown versus Raw. And you're like, okay. And so then you thought SmackDown was going to be this big changed product and overhaul, or it was going to be way different, and it really wasn't. It never has been. The brand split thing never worked out, and it still hasn't worked out. All it is a little bit of a different roster over here. Like, that's really all it is. It never turned into that competition. Vince said it was going to be that. It's going to be competition. It's going to be, and it never, ever has been that. It's irritating whenever he would say that, because it was like, dude, it's like the same shit. It's just a little bit alternative roster. It's the same goddamn thing. Doesn't feel much different. They never did that, you know? What would I do if I had hepatitis like Hannibal? I'd probably punch an old man in the face like Terry Funk. I'd probably hit him in the face with a couple of my fists. I would love to make Triple H watch me insert hepatitis C into myself. I don't know. I'm sorry. Any Bruins predictions? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Not really right now. I think they'll make the playoffs again, and I hope they go further. I thought they should have been able to go further last season, but they kind of crapped out. You know, I really thought at one point, like, they're gonna make the Final Four. You know, and they came close. It just didn't work out. You know, and again, yeah, in the Heyman days when Heyman and them took over SmackDown, that felt a little bit different. That was the most it felt different. And then that got neutered, right? Because they were like, "Oh shit, SmackDown's doing better than Raw. Let's fix this." Didn't make any sense. So, you know, you never know what the hell they're thinking over there at WWE, but usually it's wrong at this point. And I don't know. They're trying to sell. They're trying to do something. Something's fucking weird over there, and I don't know what that is. You know. And I don't know who buys them. You know, you got this whole Peacock deal, like I said, worked out. So then you got that. And where are they going to go with that? I'm not really 100% sure. I have no idea. Let me see. Tommy Dreamer says he's sorry. He did an apology thing. Sorry, insensitive, blah, blah. I don't understand that. I don't buy it. I don't think he said anything that was that crazy. I don't think the guy really believed. But it just felt like he was kind of like he was like, nah, shit happens, fuck off. That's all. That's what he was like. You know, but I don't know if he heard the part about that girl touching Ric Flair. You know, I think he was just saying it in general, like, fuck off. Basically, Tommy Dreamer was like, I don't believe women, fuck off. Ric Flair's a star and he's not going to do anything. I don't believe you. That's the only problem I had with it, is that Tommy Dreamer was like, kind of like, yeah, I don't believe anybody. Ric Flair wouldn't do that, so that's it. That's sort of what he came off like. So that's my only issue with what he said. But again, I don't know why you have to be canceled everywhere for it, but okay. But now he apologizes in some kind of fake apology thing. People are going to buy it, not buy it. Who cares? There's nothing you can say. The mob is still the mob that hates you, and the people that like you may less respect you, or maybe some people will respect you, or some people will pretend to respect you. Who cares? I say fuck off. That's what I say. That's what I would say if I was Tommy Dreamer. If I'm Tommy Dreamer, I'm like, listen, I said what I said. I don't support, women being attacked and shit like that. I don't really know what happened. So, fuck off. That's what I would say if I was Tommy Dreamer. That's me. But, what do I know? I'm a moron, so. I'm still looking up necklaces as we speak to see if I can find a new one. Maybe I can get barbed wire necklace. What's more douchey? Probably barbed wire necklace. That would be way worse. I feel like that'd be much worse than this. You know what I mean? I like the black necklaces, kind of. I think I'm going to go with the black one. Like a dark one. Or maybe like a more of a neutral colored one. But I don't like fully white. Like the one I have right now, it's so pops out so much. It's so weird. I don't know. Maybe I can get more of like a mix tone. We'll see. I'm working on it. Yeah, Chara got signed to the Islanders. I saw that. He's done. I mean, he's old. I wish he never left. I wish he just stayed on the Bruins until he broke. I wanted Char to stay on the Bruins until his just legs broke off. What's up, Vintage? I thought that'd been cool if he'd stayed till his legs fell off. I would have liked him. Are you a little disappointed with how Tony Khan is booking CM Punk? I don't know, I think they are milking it a little bit too much of like, go out and speak. Now your commentary. Now go out and do that. He just has to come out all the time, like so much. I think they do need to reel him in a little bit. A little bit. But then again, you know what I mean? People said that with Shinsuke, too, in the WWE. Like, Shinsuke shouldn't be coming out every night doing the fucking this is the big intro, yeah. And they kind of, I don't know, there's really no right answer when you're on TV that much, I guess. So, and people are going to want to see it. If you go live to see AEW, man, and you don't see CM Punk, you feel like you got robbed, He's like the big mega star. You want to see the entrance. You want to see Punk. You want to cut a promo, whatever. So if you don't get that, you feel kind of like, oh man, I missed it. So I understand from AEW's point of view, you want to get him out there every time. It's. I think sometimes on TV it becomes a little hard to figure out curious ways or creative ways to, really just sort of get the guy on TV for a second, even though you don't. You can't just be telling a story every night fully with him. You want to build to a pay-per-view. I think he's been fine. I think it's been fine, though. I think maybe one or two appearances too many. But, I mean, he hasn't been on Rampage a couple times, and those Rampages felt dead, right? So, I don't know the answer for that. And I know that live, I'm sure he can show up live and not be on TV. So, I mean, that's the answer really, is that you bring him out right before the show or right after the show. The main event is CM Punk cuts a promo or CM Punk whatever, but then it's going to get recorded and it's going to get uploaded to YouTube anyway. Everybody's going to see it. So he's getting paid a shitload of money, Mr. X. I mean, that's a great point. You better be using him. They're paying him $12 million. Have they figured that out yet? Is that really truly what the number is? I wouldn't be surprised because I know that WWE was trying to offer him WWE was offering CM Punk $3 million, and we could guess $5 million at one point. Jon Moxley makes $6 million in AEW. Jon Moxley is paid more in AEW than almost any WWE superstar. That's crazy. Besides Brock Lesnar, John Cena maybe, and maybe one or two others, Jon Moxley would be the third or fourth highest paid wrestler in WWE if he was there. Instead, he's getting paid $6 million by AEW, which I think was 3 years, right? $2 million a year. So that's pretty big. Jericho with his biggest paycheck ever at what is he, 3 or 5 million, something like that? 5 million maybe, or 3 million, I forget. Jericho got something, might be 5 million. And so yeah, CM Punk getting 12 million. That'd be nuts if that's confirmed. I don't know. Turned down $8 million a year, not officially disclosed, but he reportedly turned down $8 million a year ago, but I don't know from whom. Probably WWE. No, I don't know, man. Maybe it was AEW he turned down $8 million from. Because, yeah, AEW was trying to get him last year, remember?
I'm going to Dynamite next week in Rochester, holding over from last year's show cancelled from COVID where Brody and Hardy debuted. Do you think anything big with the Dark Order will happen, or a big televised Brody Lee tribute of sorts?
Rochester, New York, yeah, Colonel Stutters. I think there'll be a tribute. I don't remember the timeline for Bray Wyatt. I thought we had thought that Bray Wyatt would not be allowed to show up until, what is it, September, October, November? Probably until late November, December, and January. It's not for a while, we thought. So I don't know. There may be a tribute, though, for sure. I'm sure there'll be a tribute thing for Brody. I'd probably go. Rochester. Man, I still can't believe Brody's dead, man. That is just so blows my mind. It really blows my mind. Norm Macdonald, Brody Lee, Kobe, Brody Lee, and Norm Macdonald are fucking with me right now. You know, even Norm, I believe Norm's gone, but it's like, ugh. It was so funny yesterday listening to all those stand-ups of Norm. And when I was having so much fun listening to Norm, I started doing my Norm Macdonald impression in the bathroom by myself. I was just talking to myself. Colonel Stutters, thank you. I was just like, hey, imagine if, I was just doing stuff. And then Leah yelled up to me. She was like, hey, can you move the car? I need to get out of the driveway. And I was like, oh, whatever you say, you raging bitch. Like, or whatever I said. I don't know. I don't remember what I did. And she goes, what? I'm like, nothing. But I did it in a Norm voice. And I don't know. It was just fucking hilarious to me. Hey, can you move the car for me? Yeah, whatever you want, you raging bitch. Whatever the fuck I called her, you. No, I said something else. I don't remember what it was, though. Can't remember what I said to her. And she's just like, what? I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I wish we had Tim Thomas back. Somebody get Tim Thomas off his rocking chair and bring him back. You know, that's what I'd like to see. They took down the AEW Botch Guys videos. Well, oh yeah, because what they were showing, you can't show AEW clips. If you show AEW clips, they bust you. They don't even care. I don't know the AEW legal team. I'm sure you could legally figure it out, but I just wouldn't want to mess with it because I don't know enough. It'd probably be a pain in the ass. And Kibi, thank you for subbing to the channel. What's up? WWE is easy though, man. If I speak to their lawyers and I'm like, do you think this is a violation of your copyright? Almost every time they're like, no, you're good. This is just bullshit. Almost every time. The WWE lawyers are fire. I'll email them and I'll say like, hey, listen, I was breaking down this clip. This is like definitely under the. I thought this was definitely under fair use. I mean. I had my lawyer take a look at it. It looks like it's under fair use. This shouldn't be a problem. And the WWE lawyers email me back like that, bro. They're like, yep, you're good. It's okay. You know, or I'll just say like, hey, man, I'm sorry. Like, can you let me know what I violated for next time. I don't see anything with this. And then they'll email me back like, yeah, you're right. It looks like it was a accidental takedown or accidental whatever. You're good. It's back up. Okay. That's the WWE legal team. They're fire. But like the AEW, I don't know if it's TNT or AEW or who. And so, you got to go through all these channels. I don't know. And it seems like a lot of them, I don't know how much they're showing that's getting them hit, And I think some people are disingenuous. Some people are showing full clips or showing whole shows and pretending like to react to it. But then there's people really just reacting to it that should be allowed. You should be able to play it in the corner of the screen and talk about it. And I don't know if you need, I don't know. But it's going to take somebody taking somebody to court to get rid of it. Do you want to take someone to court? It's up to you. If one of these guys took AEW to court or took TNT to court, they could change things. But they'd have to have the funds to be able to go to court. That's Tanya Reigns. Thanks for subbing to the channel. What's up? So they would have to have that. And I don't know if a lot of people really want to get into that, But tonight's going to be a big thing, with Roman Reigns being on Raw. We're going to see how much the Roman Reigns audience comes to Raw, watches Raw, and see what the rating does, if there's any kind of spike in rating. And I wonder how much of this is USA Network, too, saying, well, they've always got Roman Reigns over there. That's why maybe those ratings are like that, and here sucks. But really, it's because Vince and them care the most about Raw, so they ruin Raw the most. That's really what it is. That's the biggest reason. Then they just walk around ruining everything else. But SmackDown at least has the character that they care about a little bit. So there's a little bit of a chance of something over there. But that being said, man, I hope you guys hit that like button down below. Get to 100 likes. I've rambled on about what we're going to see on Raw tonight and a couple of my opinions on some shit. Thank you to Colonel Stutters, Ryan the Heel, and people like that who are members with that green. And you guys get all the special icons, so shout out to you guys for that. And everybody who jumped on Patreon, thank you. And that's really about it. Thanks to Inverted Name, who was the top dog during this dono. His $9.99 dono. Good stuff, Joe. Raw will never be good being 3 hours. Yeah, well, no, but it could be decent. It could be a good 1 hour. It could have 1 hour of awesome. It could have 1 hour of awesome or even 2 hours of okay. And I would accept that. But the problem is Raw most of the time only has 5 minutes of okay, 15 minutes of okay, 5 minutes of awesome, and 20 minutes of okay. That's the problem with Raw. If you give me 50% of a good show, I'll at least be able to give it a 5 or 6 out of 10 instead of 2s and 3s and 1s and shit like that. That's the problem. That's why it's so bad. Follow me on Twitter at JCS Commentary. Follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show. And, of course, support our channel. Get bonus content and all the bonus content ever done. Thousands of podcasts not on YouTube, including Corrupted Podcast, Morning Madness, me and my wife's podcast, Till Death Do Us podcast, me and podcasts with former people all over the place where we talk about crazy shit that will blow your mind and is more entertaining than anything on Sirius Satellite Radio. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Sign up on Patreon now. We're at 301 patrons. Shout out to everybody who's gone over to Patreon, supported the show, become a $2, $5, $10, $25, $50, or $100 patron like Sith the Beast Negan. Thank you guys for doing that. And shout out to the new patrons who have signed up. Like Craig Dubbies, baby. Craig Dubbies. $25 producer is Craig. Sergio Bahina, $1 patron. Ray Rod's in the $2 spot, and a couple of new $10 VIPs. Thank you. And to Ryan, who went up to $25 producer. Joe Compton, who's now a VIP again. Thank you guys so much. And to Red Poison. Red Poison is a $25 producer. And Jason Tarr is back as a $25 producer on Patreon. Baroque in line in the $5 spot. And Mr. Joseph Bishop, who's also a recently fairly new $25 producer. Thank you guys. Plus the big guys like Matt Rossmeyer, Nikki J. the Weed God, and the top Patreon patron supporter ever, Sith Negan. I'll see you guys tonight for the Monday Night Raw review right here on the Joe Cronin Show. As soon as Monday Night Raw is over, I'll be live right here as always. I hope you guys are here tonight with us so you can watch me freak out and potentially eat my own ass tonight on the Raw review. See you then.
You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
Joe Cronin Show.
A wrestling podcast with attitude.
This.
One more thing. ADTR, I like you in the bathroom.
This is Wardlow from AEW, and you're watching The Joe Cronin Show.
A wrestling podcast with attitude.
When Raw, SmackDown, WWE, or AEW end, tune in to The Joe Cronin Show. Live on YouTube for review and reaction. Joe Cronin and Jake break down all the action. All of it. The Joe Cronin Show. Your source for wrestling opinions, news, and insanity. A wrestling podcast with attitude. Mature audiences only. Join our community of over 70,000 people. Subscribe free on YouTube to The Joe Cronin Show.